சரி, 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 சரி. சரி, உனக்கு இப்ப எப்படி இருக்கு? உனக்கு இப்ப எப்படி இருக்கு சொல்லு. இல்லம்மா, பாத்ரூம் எந்திரிக்க முடியல இல்லையா? நான் நான் அப்படி சொல்லலாமா? உனக்கு எப்படிம்மா அந்த பாத்ரூம் கஷ்டமா இருக்கா, சிரமமா இருக்கா கேக்குறேம்மா. அப்ப எல்லாம் உண்மை. அப்ப எல்லாம் உண்மைதானே?
Hmm?
Hey guys, very good evening. So again, after a long break, meeting you guys. Hope you have done your exams all good. So always today you could have had some reckless of work, long day, but still as our life goes, we have to go again with our work studies as well. So today, before our begin our session, let's take a moment to talk something about truly affects of all of us, which is all concerned about safety. Throughout all my 4 or 5 of my sessions, I always speak about the safety because safety is all concerned to us. Because we live our life in order to earn some money. For that, we have all have to be safe. So we are going through the today's topic called as warehouse safety, and by the end of the session, you will know
The
how to
cricket player
recognize.
மாதிரி ஜி தலக
And by the end of the session, you'll be
பரவாயில்லை ஏடாடி லூசு
coming to know how to recognize the risk, prevent the accidents, and make our warehouse a safer place for everyone. Warehouse is nothing but a organized area of a godown. A godown is something called which is not an organized things. Warehouse is something called which you can see the things organized, where you can see the inventories organized, where labor can access the places frequently. So think about it. One small mistake, like leaving a box in a wrong place or driving a forklift too fast, can cause a biggest accidents. But the good news is every accident can be prevented with awareness and discipline. So that let's get started, get into the topic. So the main motto or our goals of today's conversation will be simple and practical. So first of all, we have to understand the most common hazards in the warehouse, which has been happening, the things that actually which causes an accident. And second is to learn how to prevent those accidents. Third, as I always do insist that safety is the first thing we all have to concern about. To build a safety first culture where everyone feels responsible, not just the safety officer. As I have already said, it is not the safety officer concern or the department's concern. It's all our concern to be in the safer place. And finally, to make sure what we are following all the safety laws and standards that apply to our workplace. So there are many of the law firms depends upon their own country, their country of work culture. So there are different organizations and associations, which governmental firms, which make sure the safety of an employees and as well as the products or whichever the things are inside the warehouse. So this session is just isn't about a theory. It's all about actually what we do cross on everyday day-to-day life and what we do see on our daily lives. So importance of warehouse safety. Why warehouse safety is much more concerned to our topic is that let's talk about why warehouse safety matters a lot. In our warehouses, we handle heavy loads or moving equipments or your forklifts or your pallets, electrical systems, and sometimes even chemicals too, or your valuable items also being held in the vault of a warehouse. So now imagine this: one loose pallet stacked too high could fall on someone else. One spilled liquid could make someone slip. One faulty wire could cause a fire, or else water leakage near to the electrical systems, electrical wires could able to make the short circuit and the entire system collapses, which could able to make a fire or a drastic change in the warehouse. So all of these are preventable, but still, if you are going to keep on checking on that, or else if you are going to look on that continuously on a regular basis, it is preventable. So safety doesn't slow down the work; it makes it smoother. When the workers feels free, they work better, they feel safer, fewer takes like sick leaves, because when they don't feel their circumstance or work environmental safer, they do always people like you or the working professionals, they know it often. If they don't wish to work, they do take an emergency leave or as a sick leave. We don't go for a privilege leave or PL or casual leaves. If someone is not feeling well, if they don't wanted to get into the work, they will go for a sick leave. So that first of all, you wanted to feel safe, then you will have work better. You will have a good mental and physical ability to get into work and go all home wealthy. So in shorter, I would like to say it as safety is equal to the productivity, which could able to increase the productivity of a company and as well as the productivity of the employees as well. So these are the common warehouse hazards like slip, trip, falls, maybe due to the oil spillage, or else your any of your tools, screws, bolts, nuts would have been fallen down. You could have keep your leg and you could have slip and fall. You may feel unhealthy and stuck by or caught into accidents. Stuck by accidents when the forklift people would not be aware. Actually in the warehouse, whenever you people are working with the moving equipments or else with the forklifts or pallets, you have to obviously wear an helmet so that if something is going to get fall on to you, I'm not going to say that it won't injure you, but the chances of getting injured are lesser. So caught into the incidents when someone's hands or cloths get into the caught into the moving machineries or moving parts, or these fire and electrical risk can be caused by a faulty wire or overload plugs or short circuited. Anything could have been happened. Now let's get into this new term called as ergonomic. people uses different phonetic term like ergonomics or ergonomics, whatever it is. So getting into the topic, like what is ergonomic is basically a science of designing our workplace better in order to make you feel safer. The goal is a simple of ergonomic, which is to make our work easier, safer, and more comfortable according to you. So in short, ergonomics means that you have to fit a job for a person, not forcing a person to fit the job. So when it comes to warehouse hazards and safeties, ergonomics like lifting the heavy loads incorrectly, your sitting posture when you are working on the IT or something else. When it comes to a common term, when you are working IT professionals, you do sit for a longer period for 8 hours in the same place, so that your back you will get in back pain or sprain anything. For example, one worker in the Chennai warehouse slipped on an unnoticed oil patch and fractures his leg. So this accident could have been avoided if he doesn't says that this is not my duty, this is someone's duty, so that let the housekeeping department or cleaning department come and clean this oil spillage. So someone who has noticed would have been informed to the housekeeping department, so that the worker could have been life could have been saved. So hazard identification and the risk assessment. So how to identify these hazards? Wherever you go, wherever you walk, there is always a hazard around you. Whether you walk on the roads, many people won't follow this pedestrian walk, or else whenever they cross the roads, they won't cross on this zebra crossing. So meanwhile, this could make you get into the accidents, whereas zebra crossings or pedestrian crossings could help you to reduce the risk. So how to identify this hazard? So every workplace begins with identifying the risk. How to identify that risk. So this means asking like what could go wrong here, or what could induce to make more risk over here. We do obviously do the risk assessment to find the hazards, evaluate how dangerous they are, and take actions. So first things, identify, evaluate, and control. Identify the hazard like sharp objects or heavy loads or any spillable contents or damaged content, whatever you have in your warehouse. Please do check it. Like identify the hazard, evaluate the risk level, whether it is high, medium, or low. Whatever it is, please do inform to your nearby supervisors or your housekeeping departments. Or if you could able to do that work to reduce that hazard, do it as soon as possible, so that other workers could be safe. Then third one is control. Control the risk by implementing the preventing measures. Encourage the employees to report the near misses. They are early warnings for you. So anything you missed it today, that might happen for you as well tomorrow. So please do be well informed. Please do be precautious while being on the warehouse. For example, like if you notice a rack that is being slightly bent, we should not say it is fine as of now. I could able to make this happen, make this work for another 2 to 3 hours, so that after 3 hours I'm going to change it. No, if you find something is faulty, something is unusual, please do inform it then and there. That's a warning sign. It could collapse even after a minute you move out of that area, or else even as you predicted, even that could be able to happen after the 3 hours of time. So we report it, replace it, and prevent the disaster before that happens. So remember that reporting hazards is not about complaining. You care about yourself, you care about your team, you care about your and your employees' well-being as well. So manual material handling safety. So always you have to be ensured proper lifting procedures, proper lifting postures. So most of the warehouse injuries come from poor lifting techniques. So whomever is handling the packages or whatever it is, the boxes, they do have a maximum of risk over in lifting the boxes. How many of you have seen someone bending at the waist and lift the box using just their back like this, same like this? They do bend, they do lift the boxes. This is not actually the right way. Actually, here what you can do instead, bend your knees, keep your back straight, and hold the load close to your body. Then lift it using your legs so that your body back pain won't be, or else pain won't be occurred here. So bend your knees, move your hands towards the load, then sit down, then lift it using your legs. If something is too heavy, don't force it. Ask for the help or use the trolley, because even extra 1 minute using the proper lifting saves the months of pain later. Because now today, end of the day, you won't have any pain or sprain or something else. You could say that yes, I was lifting this for the past 10 years. I could able to lift this. I can do this. Yes, that's fine. That's all fine, because that's all comes from out of your experience. But over day by day, after 20 years, your limbs or your back bones would have get damaged, or your muscles could have been get more worse. Actually, as per United Kingdom's health and safety executive, a person who, even he can be a bodybuilding person or something, he will be more concerned about his muscles. But still, as of this health and safety concern, more than 32 kgs of the packages can't be lifted by a person, because you could able to lift it, but day by day lifting could able to make it to a longer disaster in the later days. So mechanical material handling and equipment. So these are the forklifts, different types of the forklift we do use in our warehouse, and this is a pallet jack. This actually works on, many of you would have seen, but still the people doesn't know. Just let me explain. You'll be having the hydraulic over here. You do put it inside the pallet over here, and you do lift it using this and pull it. So this is actually a manual one. This is an engine powered thing. There's no difference between both of the thing, but still, people could able to lift or pull only a certain amount of kgs. Even this also could able to lift or pull only certain amount of weight, but still like you could able to lift it more compared to the manual one. So we also use equipment like forklift, pallet jacks, and conveyors to move the materials. So this makes our work more faster when compared to this manual pallet jacks, but also riskier if not it is being handled properly or maintained properly. So before using the machine, check it. Check whether the brakes are working, hydraulics are working, um, do you have any leakage on the hydraulic pressures, and or there is any oil leakages. If something feels off, stop and report it. Don't think like I'll fix it later. I'll move this single pallet and I'll move this later. Client is waiting out, or else this has to be done it right now. So that I'll do it right now and then later I'll fix it. No, don't do that. Actually, I remember a case. I was working in an airport in Bangalore. So I remember a case where the forklift operator ignored a brake issue. The next day, the vehicle rolled out and stacked the goods, caused of 5 lakh damage in 5 lakh damage. So actually, this guy did not notice it has been brake failure. So when it is an empty forklift, you are operating with the empty forklift. If the braking issues are if your brakes are lesser, it won't impact much. But when you roll out with a higher load, your brakes won't be much sufficient. Even while using the forklift, you have the recommended ramp of 12 degree to 20 degree. The ramp should be there. More than that, like 25 degree, while constructing itself, they know, the people who is in the work warehouse, they knows that the ramp should be of 12 degree to 20 degree inclined position in order to use the forklift. This is a recommended forklift angle. So that's why the daily inspection is critical over here. So, and same like license, how we use our vehicles. Same like a license, operator certification and awareness about the vehicle should be there, because the person who is using the warehouse forklift might not be aware about the rough terrain forklift. So it doesn't mean that I know to use the forklift, I could able to use whatever it is. Don't do that. If you are know about it, you know how to handle the forklift. You are practiced only for the warehouse forklift. When you wanted to use the rough terrain forklift, please do read the safety manuals or do the safety check procedures before using that. So storage and stacking practices. So this is actually a pallet tracking where you'll be having the rack over here, and it is being loaded into the pallets. And block stacking is nothing but when you have the small items over there, it is a big box like ULD, like a unit loading device. It will be of a big box. You'll be putting on to that loads inside that box, and you'll be loading on that. This is a single package, whereas this blocks inside this block stacking, there will be many smaller packages over there inside the block stacking, because they could not able to make it as a pallet tracking. So any one boxes could come out of the racking if it is not being properly sealed. And now let's talk about the stacking. It's not simple as just piling out the boxes. Even we know that whatever the carton boxes you take, it says that you should not pile more than 12 boxes or 10 boxes more than this. It doesn't mean that your boxes come out. It means that your bottom box could get damaged, or else the topmost box, whatever you have piled, would have fallen to someone's, and it could make an injury. Keeping
Sir,
heavier items at the keeping heavier items at the bottom and lighter ones at the top are always recommendable. So maintain the clear aisle. Don't block the pathways or fire exits. So please do ensure whether everything is being cleaned properly. Whether if something, even the water is being spilled out, please do clean out. Please do
sir,
call out
sorry to
the
interrupt
cleaning
you.
staff to
Hello.
clean it out. Yes.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I have one doubt. Is there any standard for like a height? What is the maximum limit we can store
That
to
depends
manage?
upon the size of the boxes, because the size and the weight, whatever is the content is matters. If you take the example of the monitor systems like a computer, laptops, you could pile it how much ever you want, like around 12 boxes or 20 to 25 boxes you could able to pile it. But if when it comes to like grocery items or something else, it even the single boxes weighs like 25 kgs or 26 kgs. So that time you could not able to pile more than 4 to 5 boxes, so that the topmost box will follow. It depends upon the weight and size of the package. That
Okay.
is being well mentioned on the package carton box itself. Even you can take whatever the carton box you wish. That instruction would have been given there, like whether it is a fragile item, or else like you should not pile more than 12 boxes, or you should not pile more than 8 boxes more than this. That depends upon the content, whatever is inside. Suppose if in the carton box it is mentioned as should not pile more than 8 boxes on the line, that is depends upon that box, whatever the content which is inside, whether it may be contain your television or your electronic items or whatever it is. But if you're going to put any other content inside, that depends upon your content, whatever it's. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
So inspect the racks regularly. If you see any bent beam or damaged pallet, replace it immediately. And remember, neat stacking saves the space and lives. So when people who is in abroad, they might know that uh, your baggage size should be of this much. Like if your hand baggage, it should be of 122 into 100 into 90 centimeters, because they are going to get your baggages into the unit loading device, so it doesn't consume the more spaces. So it is being the spaces are being optimized well in time. So it is actually like getting back to the same getting back to the same revision time. Electrical and fire safety. So electrical and fire hazards are silent killers. We doesn't know that when it is going to happen, or because it is being punched out underground or behind the walls of it. So we are not going to get aware that it is going to happen. But still, if it is happened, what is the safety measures have to be done, that all should know. So never overload sockets or use the damaged wires. So if in the case normal sockets doesn't takes like microwave oven or something else, heavy drilling machines, it could not able to take much things. So usage of 16 amp sockets could able to help you withstand the more electrical current. So don't blindly plug in your whatever the sockets. If it is a higher consuming electricity, don't plug in the normal sockets that could able to cause a fire or else a short circuit, or maybe it could able to trip your circuit as well. Fire safety starts with prevention. Keep flammable materials away from the heat, store them properly, and know your fire exits. When using the extinguishers, I have mentioned here it as a pass technique. Pass technique is nothing but pull the pin, aim the base, squeeze the handle, and sweep side to side. So that is what pass is. It's an abbreviation. Pull the pin, aim at the base, squeeze at the handle, and sweep side to side. So regular fire drills save the life. So even in some other many of the companies, you could be able to do the mock drill or fire drill 3 months once or 6 months once regularly. When someone is getting onto your job newly, even training would have been happened to them. Where are the fire exits and how to use the fire extinguishers, and if something has happened, hazard has happened, what should have been the safety measures to be done. If it is not been done, as being a senior employees, you please do instruct them. These are the fire exits. These are the main exits to move out if something has happened. So fire extinguishers use, again getting onto the revision part. Part A, Class A fire, ordinary combustible materials. So only for wood, paper, cloths, something. And Class B fire, flammable liquids for um, grease, oil, paint, and solvent. Class C, electrical fires, electrical panel, motor, wiring, and etc. And Class D fire, it is a combustion material, a combustion metal. So aluminum, magnesium, or sand could be able to use it for extinguishing the fire. So housekeeping and workplace organization, a tidy warehouse and or a clean warehouse is a safe warehouse according to me. Because a cluttered floors or misplaced tools and spills could able to cause a minor accidents as well. So we are going to follow a 5S principle, which is called as sort, set, shine, standardize, sustain, which is called as a 5S. 1, 2, 3. We will be having a 5S. So this is actually 5S is been introduced by Hiroyuki Hirano in the early 1980s. It is being founded by Toyota company, which is hometown of Japan. Toyota production system has been following this because if you are getting onto the nuts bolts, if you're going for 4 mm 4 mm screws or 6 mm screws, it will be sort in order. So in order to like it is not cluttered all mixed together, so that you need not to search where is a 4 mm screw or else where is a 6 mm screw or else whether it is available or not, you cannot able to do it. So they have maintained such things called 5S, so that if in the case of like 4 mm box, 4 mm screws will be lined up over there. If in the case of 8 mm screws or nuts, it will be lined up over there. So first thing, sort what you needed, what's needed, and remove the rest. Next is set in order so that the tools are easy to find. Shine, that is as I mentioned earlier, clean the area. Make sure the area is clean, whether you clean it up or not. Make sure the area is clean. Standardize the cleaning habit and sustain the practice. So sustain is something about repeating the same process again and again. So you could see this 5S principle well on these libraries. So when you go into these departments, when you get into these libraries, you'll be having the department like for comics, you'll be having on separate rack. and for fantasy and for cartoon related stories, you'll be having a separate track. So this is what sort, and they have set, and they have made the area clean and standardized, and they are repeating the process again and again in order to make their area clean, so that if someone asks for the appropriate thing, they could go to the particular area and they could find it easily. Handling the hazardous material, so you'll be handling some chemicals which you could able to harm your hands, or when it spills out like acids or solvents, it could able to harm you, or else the floor or some other packages, whatever it might be. So when dealing with the chemicals or flammable substances, you might handle them with care. Like always read the MSDS. We do call this as MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet. I'll tell you what is MSDS. Now it is commonly called as SDS, like a safety data sheet, is a document from a manufacturer that they say that it is like a manual of the particular product or the particular chemical, detailing the physical and chemical properties of a substance. This particular package should be stored in a minus 30 degrees Celsius. If that has been said, it has to be stored in the minus 30 degree. It's not below or more than that. So please do make sure it's like a manual of a particular products, whether whatever you are getting from the clients or whatever you are producing it. So label every container cleanly. Never mix the chemicals or store them near to the hot storages. If they spill, isolate the area, because that might harm you, or else other packages, or else the flooring, whatever it is. So isolate the area. Don't all go into that and look into what has spilled and what is causing this. So move out of that area. Use absorbent pads and inform your supervisor immediately. And quick action prevents a small spill from a biggest accidents. Don't ever think that it's the smallest spill. It is not going to make any big difference on later days. Don't ever think that. Next is environmental and healthy aspects. Safety is not only for the machines and the packages, whatever has been piled up in your warehouse. It is about the employees who is working in the warehouse as well. If your work area is too hot, poorly light, or noisy, your concentration obviously drops over there. So that's where the mistakes happen. So make sure there is proper lighting, ventilation, and temperature control. Take frequent breaks. Frequent breaks in sense, take the permission of your supervisor and take breaks. Drink water, hydrate yourself, and stretch your body often when you are doing your physical activities over there in the warehouse. So even the fatigue causes more accidents than you think. You will be about to lift a box, you will feel a drowsiness, and you will fall out. You will get hurted. Package also will get damaged, and as well as you might hurt the other employees who is working along with you. So these kind of ventilations can be used in the warehouse. These are the might be of solar powered or wind powered. So obviously the lighting has to be there. If not, if more lighting is used using your bulbs or electrical systems, your heat increases inside. So that the proper ventilation should be there, and noise management. When you are about to work in such circumstances, when it is unavoidable, please do make sure you have your earplugs over with you, because when it is going to move about 100 decibel, it could able to hear your damage your eardrums in a later days. So how do you prepare yourself? Emergency preparedness. Know your nearest fire exit where it is, and participate in every fire drill. Don't leave that it is like just a fire drill. It is not going to happen, or else this is just a mock drill. This is a routine. Why I have to last month only I have participated in this. Why again I have to participate on this month? I don't think that whenever you have a fire drill, maybe a company could have been changed some new things which you might not be aware. So to participate in all the fire drills, mock drills. Know the muster point. Do not run or panic during the evacuation, so that it could able to cause as a stampede. It could able to, you will push someone else, they could have fallen down, and some other people who is running behind you will fall onto them. So don't panic. So move to the run, but without disturbing others. Move to the safest point. Always you'll be having this warehouse, this assembly point signage board. We'll be having outside, or else wherever it is the safest place, you'll be having the assembly point over there. So that move to the assembly point out. Make sure all your co-workers or your colleagues has moved out of your warehouse when there is a any other accidents or incident has been happened. So an assembly point is actually designated a safe location outside or inside the building where the people should go during an emergency, like any breakage of walls or your roofs or fires, whatever it is. So in a real example, like a company in the Pune avoided the casualties or deaths during the short circuit of fire because everyone has practiced evacuation just 2 weeks earlier. So preparation actually saves a life. So if someone hasn't participated in that mock drill, or if that mock drill hasn't happened, they would not have known where is the evacuation point, where is the emergency exit would have been there. So participate in all the mock drills. So continuous improvement in safety. Tracking the safety KPIs. KPIs, your key performance indicators. Safety is never done. It is all something has to be come up from you, and it has to be something to be improved. We measure performance through the indicators like near misses, injury rates, and audit scores. So these are something which the safety departments will take as LTIR, near misses, audit scores, those things. And PDCA, plan, do, act, check, act. We follow the PDCA cycle. It is actually a cycle to make sure the safety evolves with all our work. So if it is incident or accident is going to happen, plan it, do it, check before you act. And of course, we would always love to celebrate the success, recognition the teams, rewarding the safety points, like who has worked, like it might be a word of mouth or token of appreciation or your bonus or your certificate and medals in front of the all employees could able to increase the safety performance of everyone. So conclusion and takeaways to wrap up with this session. Warehouse safety is not about just about following the rules. It's about caring for yourself, for your team, and for your workplace, for your company as well. Always follow the safety procedures. Please don't forget to use your PPEs, your safety shoes, whatever it is, whether it is required on that particular place, like earplugs, your safety shoes, or your PPE like aprons or your mask, whatever it is. Report the hazards immediately to the nearby team or your supervisors or who is being responsible on that, or if this could be cleaned by you, please do it. Don't hesitate. Some other workers or my co-workers will think that I'm cleaning up this. Someone would think that. Please don't think that. And never take the shortcuts. They're always the fastest routes to the accidents. So go on a safe way. Safety is like everyone's responsible. Remember, safety is everyone's responsible. And don't ever forget to be safe. Make your employees safe, make your co-workers safe, and make your company safe, so that when your company grows, your salary also increases. When your company's productivity increases, your productivity also increases. So thanks for your time and commitment on your warehouse safety. Keep your warehouse safety. Be safe. And any queries on the particular session? Any queries? You could go up.
No, sir.
Anything on the chat box? If you don't feel comfortable to open your mic and talk, you could always put down a chat box. Okay, fine. Anyways, with this, we are wrapping up our session. How to maintain keep fire. Sorry, I did not get you. How to maintain keep fire extinguisher. I don't get you. Like, are you asking about how many? What is the distance to be kept? Each extinguisher has to be kept on a particular distance. Is it about that, Sharan? Yes. Thank you. So that depends upon what fire you are going to deal on it. Whether if it is going to be like in your particular area, it is like you are working on IT area, IT field. You have a 50 systems. Obviously, at least you need to have 6 to 7 extinguishers. If you are going to have 10, it is not much sufficient. It is like having 2 or 3 is more than sufficient for us. So that depends upon the place and the material what you are working on it. Whether it is if it is on a is there is any expiry date in the fire cylinders. It's not about the expiry date. Due date will be there. 1 year due date will be there. So each for 1 year, CO2 or else uh, foam, whatever it is inside that, the particular concerned fire safety department will come and check the fire extinguishers. And if required, they'll change it. If not, it will be there as it is. If required or something has to be refilled, it will be refilled. If not, it it need not to be like expired thing. But due date is there. It has to be checked periodically, like early once or 6 months once. Depends upon the class of extinguisher what you are using. When you go for foam, it is like 6 months due date. And if it is of CO2 or your dry chemicals, it is 1 year of due date. Anything else on the chat box? Thank you, Sharon. You're welcome. Fine. With this, wrapping up our session. Thank you. See you all in another good fine day. Bye bye. Take care. Stop share.